Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Welcome to Salty Sweet Games, where we shenanigans, sob, and smooch our way through tabletop role-playing games. I am one of your hosts, Salty.
And I'm Sweet.
And these various assorted spices are our friends. Hello, good morning. Welcome to Masks of Nyarlathotep, our long-running pulp action meets eldritch horror campaign. It's 1,000,000 degrees in the Pacific Northwest, and we don't have air conditioning, but we're here with you. Before we go around and meet everyone and their characters, yes, we have some channel shoutouts to do. Firstly, a ton of thanks to our sponsors, starting with Roll20, a virtual tabletop of choice, which unites gamers across any distance with easy-to-use tools that run straight from your web browser for free. We are part of their Spotlight, which is now called Ambassador, and one day I'll get it right. We're part of their Ambassador program, which highlights indie tabletop creators all across the interwebs. All across. It's great. Also, thank you to our other sponsors, Dice, Envy, and Grinding Coffee Co. If you like your shiny math rocks, if you like your soak the bean energy juice, you will like these companies. They're great to work with. Thank you to everyone who has subbed, resubbed, gifted subs, followed, chatted, lurked, liked, commented on YouTube. We super appreciate it. If you would like to support us further, there are tip incentives listed down below that can seriously impact the game using bits or a Streamlabs tip jar. Just go to the Affect the Game panel, and you click on it. You can do exclamation tip in chat, and you'll see all the details down below. Last thing, we here at Salty Sweet Games use safety tools, lines, veils, X, N, and O cards, stars and wishes, and content warnings, because while the characters may be put through hell, trapped in their own personal hell even, the players are here to have fun. And they're our priority always. So without further ado, let's meet them, starting with Kiana.
Hi, I'm Kiana. I'm the creator of the channel. My pronouns are she and they, but today I'm playing Irene Blackwell, whose pronouns are she and her. Literally right before we went live, Lauren just looked at all of us and said, "Something is very wrong." In the most ominous way that she could.
I thought I said it sweetly.
So, don't love that for any of us.
Fair. That's fair. Fair is fair. Great. Good to know. Who are you playing? Did you say that?
I think I did.
Good. They said it. Onwards to Allison. Hi, Allison.
Hi. Oh, hi everybody. I'm Allison. I play Ganymede Graves, adventure scientist, once the archetypical woman of the age of rationality and progress, now she who surrenders to the madness to fight the madness. And there is apparently madness afoot. I'm that was ominous. That was frightening. I was shaken for a minute there. But I'm good. I'm good now. Don't forget, everybody, that like the two people that my character loves most in the world are here with her now because reasons.
Is that supposed to comfort you?
No, it's supposed to make me even more anxious.
Good. I'm so happy for you. But
can people give them? Can we give them advantages?
No, absolutely not. Do not make me stat them. Let's go down to Summer.
Hi.
You're not scared.
I'm never scared, but only because I have too much confidence for anyone's good. And because chat continues to prove to me that Charlie is immortal and nothing bad can ever happen to him.
Okay. All right.
Nothing bad ever happens to me. And also just saying like something's wrong. Like, yes, obviously something's been wrong for a long time.
Yeah. I was just doing a little recap.
But just like especially today. Yeah, that's our fun little green screen recap. Something's wrong, everybody. I can't quite put my finger on what it is. Anyway, hi, I'm Summer. I use she, her pronouns. And today I am playing one Mr. Charlie Rapp who uses he, him pronouns. And let's have fun.
Excellent. And last but not least, Tommy.
Totally not scared. Totally not worried at all. Absolutely not. My legs are not shaking beneath this desk right now. Hi, I'm Tommy. I play Zebulon Augustine Greenborn Montgomery III. We both use he, him, and he's ready for this to be over. He's ready to be done with all these dang cultists and all these dang countries.
Yeah. That checks. That checks. I can't say I blame him. I mean, it could all end much sooner for him, though. Always keep that in mind. All right. What do we got to do? Right. If you're joining us for the first time or the first time in a long time, this motley crew is trying to stop an apocalyptic event from occurring. This all started when their good friend Jackson Elias was murdered for investigating the infamous Carlisle expedition, the members of which were all formerly presumed dead. Since then, they've uncovered a global conspiracy involving various death cults who all worship different aspects of the same eldritch god. Many names, many forms, but all the same and to one end. This has taken them from Peru to New York, England, Shanghai, Australia, Egypt, and finally, Kenya. The cults were working together to build a machine to rupture and taint the sky, but our heroes stopped that part of the plan. However, the cults in Africa are still thriving and preparing for the great ritual on January 14th, 1926, 108 days from Tuesday, September 29th, 1925, which is 18 days before the next new moon and the prophesied birth of the spawn of Nyarlathotep. Last time, after being questioned by the police, the investigators rested in Hampton House Hotel. The next morning, Zeb noticed you were being followed again, but a fortunate run-in with Sam, Gardner, got you where you needed to go. At the Nairobi Star, Natalie Smythe Forbes, the final member of the League of Extraordinary Journalists, had a message for you from one Jackson Elias. She also realized a memory of hers had changed recently, a memory regarding the identity of the pregnant young woman with the Carlisle expedition when they were in Kenya. But before she could tell you everything, Sam spotted Silas Nakwane and two other cultists watching the office. Ganymede and Zeb went to confront them, stopping Silas from summoning too many of the fiery creatures you faced previously. Charlie was able to use a fire extinguisher to fend them off, and Silas was captured. And then Natalie showed you the photos she had. Not of Hypatia Masters, but of Annie, Charlie's first love, who died many years ago. At that point, Charlie's eyes rolled in the back of his head and he hit the floor. In his mind, he was falling through the enormous hole again, trapped in that void, while Nyarlathotep, taking the form of Charlie himself, taunted him mercilessly. Charlie opened his eyes only a few moments later. Charlie's eyes open.
Yeah. Charlie's eyes open, and you all like hear him take like this drastic like inhale of breath, like as though he had like just not been breathing for the past couple seconds. And he immediately like sits up with a panicked look on his face. As he points towards the photo, kind of like shaking, his hand shaking.
Yeah, Irene had leaned down and is like, "What is it?"
He swallows hard, and you can see that he's kind of like very physically like unwell, right? Um, and he is like trying to get up to go grab the photo, and will take it if nobody stops him. And he just says, "This is Annie. This is my Annie."
Are you are you sure? I how is that? How is that possible?
He
Natalie, kind of looking back and forth at the chaos around
Yeah.
the office. Silas kind of passed out, smiling in a chair with his eyes closed. Don't know exactly what the deal is, but I don't think staying here is a very good idea for any of you. Those two got away, but they could be coming back with friends.
Charlie looks so out of it. Like he's like staring at the picture, right? But whenever she kind of finishes talking, he'll blink and like look around and say, "No, we should head back to the hotel."
I don't think it's safe for y'all to stay here either.
No, probably not. And of course there is our guest.
Yeah.
Sam and I can probably deal with him without getting the police involved.
Zeb raises an eyebrow at that. Just like, deal.
Not deal with him,
No.
but put him somewhere for a while where he won't be a harm to anyone else.
Yeah. Well, make sure you keep his hands tied and his mouth gagged.
Yes,
He's,
that will present some difficulty in moving him in public, but I think we can manage, right, Sam? Sam just kind of nods.
May I take this? The photo.
Certainly.
Natalie, how can we reach you if we need to in the days ahead?
And she turns to like write something down, and we'll hand it to you, Ganymede, just an address, of a place she'll be.
Very good. If you need to reach us, she looks at the charred remains of the places that were burnt in the room, and she looks back and says, "Well, I suspect you'll know exactly where to find us."
Sam says you're at Hampton House, but I doubt you'll be staying very long.
No, I wouldn't imagine that we will. We have the, a word from beyond the grave to follow, it seems.
Well, if you need me to get out any messages or anything, you now know where to find me. But yes, time to move, if we are to move.
Yes, let's.
I think. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to ask if there's a back entrance. I don't recall the map perfectly, but
I think we have a window we could exit out. I think that was the
Mhm.
back entrance.
Yeah, yeah,
Because that's what Zeb used to get out and around them.
Yeah.
So
That's
Zeb
right.
will Zeb will lead the way to the window. If y'all don't want to go out to the street, this is going to be our best exit here. And if everyone else sort of exit out the street, I think Zeb's sort of the last one. And I think there's a moment where he sort of hesitates
Mm-hmm.
and looks back at like Natalie and Sam. And
You see they're kind of like, Sam's kind of like cradling her back a bit as they're standing there starting to discuss things.
yeah, I think there's just like, and he looks over to where Silas is sleeping, I suppose, or pretending to be dead. And, you know, I think there's a moment where he's probably got his like a hand on the pommel of the sword that he's been carrying around.
Yeah.
And there's a moment where he grips the sword and then sighs and turns away before following the rest of the group.
Yeah. All right. So, you have till Friday to do whatever you need to do in the city. It is currently Tuesday. The instructions on Jackson Elias's letter mentioned Friday as the date. So, until then, we can cut to the hotel, do any prep you want to do, any conversations you want to have at Hampton House.
Yeah, I think Charlie would want to get the group, just the four of them,
Yeah.
privately to give them a full like download on Annie and kind of describe who she was. He's not going to go into super detail about her by any means, but he will let them know that, you know, Annie was his high school sweetheart and she was killed when he was 16. He'll give the brief overview of the accident. And the whole time he's talking about it, I think you can see like he's pacing, right? And still very like visibly shaken. He's taken off, I think he was like wearing like a jacket, but he's kind of taken that off now. And he's wringing his hands and very nervous. More so than you would probably usually expect to see him. Like even when Zara was like in like really in intense danger, right? This is like more intense than that. And he kind of looks at the group after he's described this. We have to save her. I don't know what that means or what that looks like. But we have to.
Okay. And we
Of
do
course.
that. But I think this time we have a little bit of time. This time I think we need to go in with a plan. Last time we were flying by the seat of our pants and well, things didn't end so well, as we all know.
Summer, did Charlie tell us all of the content of the? Did you tell us exactly what he said to you?
No.
Yeah, about
I-
her hating you and yeah.
Yeah, no, he has not mentioned any of that. He has said basically that I think he would have said like he spoke to him, right? But he has been hesitant to say actually like what was said to him.
John Craig will clear his voice. What about this Hypatia Masters? If she's no longer there. It's possible she's elsewhere and might have some valuable information.
Yes, of course. She's been deep in their council. We could have some sense of what they have planned, how we might intervene if we could find her.
That's the question. We don't even know where she is.
Well, we could send a message to Natalie, have her telegram the other journalists, see if they have any sight of her in their locales. It's not much, but it's something.
It is something. Still gonna be looking for a needle in the haystack, but, better than nothing. Alright, well, we see if we can find Hypatia. I think we need to find some friends, some allies that could help us. If there are going to be as many people as were at the last two places, we're going to need help. Especially if, we got to decide. Do we want to go before they start or as they're starting? Because if we go before, those cultists, they're not going to be caught up in whatever ritual that they're performing. Not like in Egypt.
Right, so they'll be more aware, but there might be a fewer number of them.
Indeed.
Yes, it seems as though a reconnaissance is in order.
I would probably want to follow up on Mr. Jackson's tidbit. See where that leads us.
It makes Ganymede smile wistfully to hear Zeb refer to him as Mr. Jackson,
Yeah.
like back at the beginning.
Cute.
Yeah.
John says, Anna and I can go to contact the Daring to send word out to the League and hopefully intercept Miss Smythe Forbes in her new location once we have done that. We can handle that.
Ganymede looks at him and then and looks at Anna and back to the Daring.
Well,
No, yes, of course. That's
no. So, Ganny, we're not suggesting we're going back to the Daring.
oh,
Just to send a message, so they can send a message. It's like passing the baton.
right.
We're not going anywhere. And he turns and looks at Anna for like huzzah, like team. But she's looking at Charlie.
Charlie is looking at the photo. I think he had it kind of carefully tucked inside one of his pockets so that it would go basically unfolded.
Yeah.
And he's got it out. And he kind of just, reaches up and wipes his forehead. Like he's looking pale. Still shaky.
Yeah. She walks over. She like squeezes John's shoulder and walks over to you and takes out a handkerchief. You're little damp. Look more like you've been in South Carolina than Nairobi.
he takes it and he gives her just kind of this like look. I guess it's like grief, I guess is the closest.
Mm.
He'll take it and kind of smile at her a little bit. You know, there was a reason that I never called you Annie.
Probably wouldn't have suited me anyway. So we're gonna head out, but y'all are gonna stay here, right?
We have a few things that we need to discuss.
All right, well, we'll be back. 2 shakes and all that. And they'll head out to send messages to keep everyone in the loop. Okay, and the 4 of you are alone.
Yeah, I think that Charlie, there's like clearly stuff he didn't want to say in front of them.
Yeah.
But he's gonna look over at Ganymede.
I think as they've left, she's come over to stand close to you, kind of waiting for whatever's going to happen to happen.
He leans in a little bit towards you, Ganny, and he says, "Would you mind if we spoke privately?"
Of course.
I think he looks over at Irene and Zeb and says, "We'll just going to step out of the room for a moment." He still has that like kind of anxious look to him as he just doesn't really say much else. I think he gives Irene a smile. But otherwise we'll just go towards the door to step out of the room.
And Ganymede will follow you, and as you're giving Irene that look, she's giving Zeb what she hopes is a comforting look of, I'll handle this.
Zeb just kind of tilts his head.
And so I'll close the door behind us.
Yeah.
And
I think
yeah.
we're like in a hotel, right? I'm sure we probably got multiple rooms.
Yes,
we definitely got
you've
multiple
got
rooms.
at
There's
least
like
3.
a group of, yeah.
And probably
Charlie will
4 just to not cause talk.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think Charlie just goes to like the room across the hall or whatever. And we'll open the door and step inside. Maybe it's Charlie's. They probably even got a room that's like a sitting room. It's like not even, nobody's like sleeping in it.
Yeah.
It's just like a place that they can have like dinner, tea or whatever. And they step inside, and basically as soon as the door is closed, he kind of looks at you and he looks like a little bit more relieved now that you're like away from everyone. And he says, "Obviously, it's not quite all that he said to me, Ganymede."
She nods.
I don't know what it is, but there's something, I guess, special to him about you and I.
She can't help but smile. And she just says, she looks down as she does, as this comes across her face. But then when she looks back up and her eyes connect with yours, and she says, "He's afraid of us, Charles. Afraid of what we've become. Afraid of what we might do."
Be honest with me, Ganny. How are you feeling? I know I wasn't there, but I can tell that there's something different about you. You look different. And maybe the others don't see it, but you carry yourself differently.
She reaches up to the lock of hair that hangs near her face that's turned shock white. Over the months now that she's been dabbling with these eldritch powers, and kind of only semi-consciously pulls it back behind her ear. She says, it was terrifying, Charles. At first it was wonderful, the power of it. It was as though I was striding among the stars and harnessing their power, but I could feel myself unraveling. I could feel it taking me. It wasn't until I saw Anna and John when we first arrived in Egypt that they helped me find my way back. And she swallows hard and she says, now I feel as though I can harness the strength and the power of it, but keep myself intact, hold the darkness at bay. And she's looked away again, but she looks up and her eyes connect with yours and she says, and sometimes it feels like I'm invincible.
Yanni, what did you see in the pyramid? What moment could you change?
It was not a moment that I lived. It was a glimpse across the barrier, across what I imagine must be the gulf of interstellar space. I saw my parents in that place that they've referred to as, what is it, the true Egypt. And they could see me. But I didn't believe it. It seemed like not a trap so much, but a temptation.
Yanni, I know where they are.
Did he speak to you about this?
No. I mean, he mentioned you. He only mentioned you, along with me. Like I said, we're special. But I don't know it's because he's afraid of us. Yanni, he wants us for something. He brought Annie here. It's this kind of reverence or hate, but I know we could find your parents. I think this could be the only opportunity. They need power. And you and I have that. We didn't before, but we have enough of it now. I think that you and I, we could... Before the ritual, there might be an opportunity.
She takes a deep breath. If that's true, then I'm prepared to act to seize it, but he lies, Charles, and if the choice before me is returning my parents to this world, or ensuring that the safety and the happiness of the people that I love today, then I will choose Anna and I will choose John. And I will die peacefully knowing that my parents would understand.
Yeah, he smiles. He smiles and he nods. I think he reaches out and he kind of like retraces that lock of hair, the white lock of hair behind your ear. Can I ask you something?
Of course.
Did you ever think that we'd be more than this?
Have you ever seen Ganymede Graves blush? I don't think so. I don't think so, but you see the flush in her cheeks. And for a moment, I think it reminds you of the way that she was when you first met her in that hotel in Peru. But she doesn't look down. She doesn't look away. She holds your eyes. And there's this long pause. And she reaches up and she puts her hand on your cheek, kind of cups your cheek in her hand. And then she leans forward and she kisses you on the other cheek. And it lingers for just a moment, and then she pulls back and says, we should, Zebulon, Irene, we should.
He kind of looks at you, but he doesn't like go towards the door. He doesn't even like look toward, like he doesn't even look at me like he's gonna move.
Yeah.
You know, if you live through this, and he lives through this, and Irene doesn't, he might chase you. He loves things that he can't have. Maybe I do lie, Ganymede. But I always keep my promises. So you're gonna stay here. And you're gonna kill the next person that walks through this door. And I promise it's going to be Zebulon.
Ganymede, I need you to make a power check.
No. You are like Papa.
Yeah, hard success.
I get to reroll power checks.
You get to make a bonus. Okay, that's fine though.
Okay.
It would have been a 99 anyway, so that's a hard success. Charlie, would you make a power check?
Sure.
Yeah. Yep. That is an extreme success for Charlie. Will not show up for you. But everyone else can see it at home.
What?
Great. So what is...
Roll20 has betrayed me?
What is I mean, you said the suggestion. Great.
Yeah, I did.
I know how long it lasts for. Great.
I'm gonna roll this so fast.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. Remember that number because we might apply it later.
Okay, I'll put it
great.
in my notes.
Fantastic.
In the meantime.
Yeah. What's going on across down the hall?
Yeah. Zep wanted to chat with Irene.
Oh yeah.
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 Oh yeah.
He's gonna ask Irene to kill Charles.
Smart.
No, I think Zeb. I think there's a moment of silence, and I think maybe Zeb's a little fidgety. Maybe like, taking out the sword and making sure it's sharp and whatever. But he sort of eventually looks over and says, "Well, you've been awful quiet."
Yeah, just a lot to think about.
Yeah, I'd say that. How you feeling?
I feel like that's become a rather loaded question for us over the past few years.
How are you doing? Let's say.
I think I'm doing okay.
Psychology.
Wow.
Sure. Fantastic.
The temptation to use a reroll to try and make that.
I really genuinely, she's doing okay. This is not the worst off she's been.
Yeah, and she's got her new man.
Well, that's kind of the thing. It's like, okay, I mean,
yeah, she generally seems like, obviously she's dealing with burns on her back because that just happened recently.
Yes.
She's dealing with the fact that Nyarlathotep had brought someone from Charlie's past back into play. But I think that she seemed like kind of quietly settled. Like this is like she's in the space of we know what we're doing and we just gotta keep going forward.
Yeah, maybe I think Zeb probably comes over to maybe help you, like, I don't know. We've probably got some medical supplies at this
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
Like, maybe helps you like put a bandage on the burns. Well, that's good to hear. I'm not gonna lie, I was maybe a little worried. You know, Charles is whole ordeal there.
It's I suppose complicated is a word to use to describe it.
That's that's the understatement of the year.
I mean, he never told me a lot of details, but I knew that Annie was important to him in more ways than one, and another series of events, if she had lived, well, knowing him, I think they'd still be together. But, well, that isn't what happened. As much as our friend has a tendency to mess with the series of events that should be set in the past. But who Charlie is now and who we all are now, I don't think I have to be too worried.
Yeah. That's I'm glad you're able to see it that way.
Well, the alternative is sowing distrust in a relationship that's been there for me for many, many years now. I don't know if I want to distrust Charlie or you or Ganymede. It's the faith that we have in all of each other that has gotten us this far.
I think Zeb takes a moment. You know, do you mind if I ask you another question?
Of course. I don't think I've ever said no to answering something.
If I had killed Silas there, would that have made me a bad person?
I think there's a long moment of silence, and she'll kind of turn towards you and take your hand into hers. I think if there's anything to be learned by what we've experienced, being a good person and a bad person is simplistic. I don't think that it's so easy to declare one person one way or the other. Even with some of the cultists and people who have done evils, some of them have done it not for selfish reasons. I believe one way or another that what they're doing is right. In their minds, they're the good people, and we're the bad ones.
Well, I wonder if me wanting to kill him is a bit selfish. So when I saw him again after the train, I'm not gonna lie, I was upset because, well, I have no doubt that he was part of the reason that Mr. Jackson's dead now. He may not have been the one with the blade, but he was dealing with that group there in New York, and I was angry, and when we were fighting him, and I had him, and I was dragging him towards his own fire. I'm not gonna call him a helpless old man, he's got magic, but how many people would see it that way? And I know what the Father would say at my church, that killing a man in cold blood is wrong, and that we should let God judge people at the end of the day. They'll get their judgment in heaven. But it's hard waiting for that, wanting that, when they're right there and I was this close to shoving him in the fire. I was gonna do it if he hadn't called it off. Well, I think I would have done it at least, but and you know, I helped kill Sanford in Egypt. But that felt more like self-defense than this did. After what he did, this felt vindictive. Does that make me a bad person?
But at the end of the day, you didn't go through with it.
Yeah, but I don't know if that was because I wouldn't have, or because I couldn't.
I think it's easy to get caught up in the what ifs. I think it's good you're thinking about it and examining the what's and the whys of your actions. At the end of the day, it's all just about living with the consequences and deciding if those are consequences you can live with.
Well, I'll have to figure this out, but don't worry too much about me getting this job done, because I know that if they were threatened, if any of y'all were threatened or in harm, or my family was in danger, I'd do it in a heartbeat.
I think at this point, Irene shifts from holding Zeb's hand to bring him into a small side hug. No, Zeb, I'm not worried about you going through with this. I'm worried about you.
Yeah, me too.
At this point, the door opens on this embrace, and Charlie is back.
Good? You had your little heart-to-heart with Ganymede? Zeb sort of chuckles.
He gives you kind of like a half smile and shrugs a little bit. She wants to see you, Zeb.
Oh, all right.
She's just
Okay.
across the hall.
All right.
So Zeb walks out. What happens inside?
Well, I close the door behind Zeb
Yeah.
and I lock it.
Great.
And Charlie kind of turns toward Irene and says, "Are you all right?"
Yeah. No, had a nice chat with Zeb. And, well, it doesn't hurt too much to stretch my arms now, which is an improvement.
He comes over and I think kind of reaches up and cups your cheek and just kind of brushes his thumb across your cheek. And he's looking at you and he just says, "Hold still. You have something in your eye." And he kind of leans even closer to you and just like removes it's like a bit of hair, like dust or something caught in your eyelash that he pulls away. He leans back and looks at you and smiles.
How are you doing? I know that's a loaded question.
Surprisingly well, I think. He steps back almost to like look at you more fully. You are very beautiful.
Where's this coming from?
He smiles at you. And I think like steps like right up to you and will kiss you.
Irene will kiss back. This seemed perfectly normal.
And
Sure.
yeah, as he kisses you, you need to make a power check.
Fuck off.
Don't let this be Zeb against the world.
Regular.
It's not Zeb against the
Is
world.
that wait, no.
That's a critical
no,
failure.
fuck,
That's a
crit
critical
fail.
failure.
Oh,
That's a
God.
50.
Yeah, that's a 50. Ugh.
Reroll.
You do have reroll, so you're at a regular success
let me,
now.
Let me see. How many rerolls do I have? Headshot. I would really love to not get
You've got
charmed.
You're not being charmed.
I'm gonna
You
use
may
one.
be being charmed.
I'm gonna use one.
Okay.
Let's just
Go
see
for
how
it.
like 42.
Okay, that's a hard
So that's a
success.
hard.
That's great.
Okay.
That's an extreme success.
Fuck off.
So
And it was a really good extreme success.
It was really
Yeah.
good.
Is it possible for this person to not get an extreme success?
Yes, it's actually
No.
no.
It's not.
I had a feeling. I had a feeling.
So Irene, as Charlie pulls away, a bit of like saliva pulls with him from your mouth, and you're not exactly sure what's happening, but your mouth feels like kind of stuck. Like stuck together.
Yeah, I think that I'd go to like to like touch away, like maybe there's something that's like on
You
her
feel
lip or something.
skin where there was none before growing over your mouth. And Charlie smiles. Back at the end of the hallway, Ganymede, where would you position yourself in the room to kill the next person who walked in?
What do I have
Your
in
shotgun.
terms of weapons?
Your shotgun.
Really?
Your shotgun.
you ever
always
not
being-
have your
You
shotgun?
ever not have your
always-
shotgun?
Your shotgun always being on you, you being used against you now.
I said I would
being
never
used against-
take it from you. I said I would
being used
never
against
take it
me
from
now.
you.
No, this is all good. I
Every
am
single time you've
comforted.
ever mentioned taking it off, you've been very specific about where it is.
I'm comforted by the fact
Your
that there was nothing I could have done to
your
avoid
shotgun
this moment.
always-
You could have
being
rolled a
on you.
critical success. You
Being
could have
Yeah.
noticed
used
something was
against
wrong with
you.
Charlie.
No,
used
there's
against
nothing
me.
I could have done to have avoided this.
Why
I
me?
am here through no fault of my own. As long as we all understand
None
that.
of us have ever done anything wrong ever. That just be stated for the record.
Yeah, for the record.
The Ganny especially did nothing. There's nothing she could have done.
So where are you positioning yourself?
As Charlie walks out of the room, as the door clicks shut, Ganymede takes her shotgun out, flips the lever with her thumb, as we've seen her do so many times before, and breaks it down. Kind of pulls out those two shells that are in the two barrels, just to verify that they're there. Clicks them back in, and with a flick of her wrist, locks it again. She takes, she steps up forward to the door, so she's standing like right against the door, and she takes two long paces back, or two long steps back, 1, 2, so that she's about 8 feet from the door, and aims her shotgun right at what would be the average center of mass for a human being walking through the door, and waits.
And eventually, Zeb, you are right outside of the door.
Zeb. Oh. I'm trying to decide if he knocks or not. Because, like, Ganymede should know he's coming.
Yeah.
Zeb knocks. Zeb
She
knocks.
asked for you, Zeb.
Yeah, but
she
Zeb
asked
knocks.
to see
Zeb
you.
knocks everywhere. Zeb's
Yeah,
too polite not
she
to
could
knock.
be indecent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zeb always knocks.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, so Zeb knocks at the door.
I'm going to need some guidance on
Yeah,
definition.
you... Let's see. I love spells. The victim carries out all that is commanded by the caster, even to self-destruction.
Wow.
She does get another roll before she does it.
Yeah.
But it is still opposed. So, he told you to kill the next person who walks through the door, but that's it. I'm not gonna shame you for trying to get around your enchantment. Like, you can try to get around it.
Yeah, sure.
Because I would.
So I still have full control of my faculties at this point. I assume I can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's no, it sounds like there's no answer right away. Or is there?
Yeah, I mean, I think if I can do this, I would say, yeah, I would say, don't open that door.
Okay, as you do that, this will be the moment, the moment before a post power check.
Okay.
You do have some rerolls as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You want me to roll it like right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh shit.
And my
Okay.
bonus.
Yep. Okay, so
Okay,
we've
so
got
it's-
a 12 on the die for Ganymede Graves.
Yeah.
Great.
I mean,
What do you have?
Yeah.
I've got plenty of luck. I
Cool.
can. No, I mean I don't have plenty. I've got 52.
Well,
but-
it's an extreme success for Charlie, which beats your extreme success. If you want to use 11 luck, you can make it a critical and win.
Yeah, totally. I'll use 11 luck.
Okay, yeah, that's great. So, say what you're gonna say again.
Well, that's what I said.
Yeah.
Don't open that door.
I think Zeb's hand is like on the doorknob.
Yeah.
Like, are you okay in there, Danny? Are you changing?
Ganymede, you feel it slowly slipping away.
Mhm.
So you can talk to him, but you still feel kind of like stuck there where you had positioned yourself, but it's leaving you. You're
Yeah.
fighting through it.
Yeah. Through gritted teeth, Zeb, she says, that's not Charles, Zeb. Irene is in danger.
Okay. Zeb trusts Ganymede.
Yeah. So
Like-
Zeb turns around to head back. Let's go back inside the room, though, first. I think we should go back inside the room where there is no secondary save to be made. Irene, you feel, and as you like put your fingers there, it's growing. It's starting to cover your whole mouth.
I have no mouth and I must scream. Quite literally here. Yeah, I think it's a slow dawning realization because it's like one of those things where it just seemed impossible to happen.
Yeah.
So you just don't. It's like you're having to take that moment to process what is going on. But I think it's when it gets to like it's getting almost close that it's this dawning, and she looks at Charlie with this sense of horror on her face.
Yeah, he's not looking at you anymore. I think like he like walks over to where there's like a bottle of whiskey, like a fancy bottle, and he just pops off the top and he starts drinking it. Super casual.
Yeah. So I think at that point, I think Irene's gonna stand up and she's going to like rush over to Charlie and probably grab his wrist, to like pull his attention to her.
Right. Yeah, he kind of looks at you and he's like, I was just telling Ganymede. Charlie wants the things that he can't have. He spent so long, and I think in some way still is, in love with Annie because she's fucking dead. He wanted you, Irene, because you had your issues, your little family. And now that, you've given in, I'm sure that will go away.
I think at this point, Irene is trying to talk, but she can't. So it's just like this muffled, like through the skin that is now her mouth, and she begins like I think basically shoving like Charlie is just like not very strong or anything, but is like pushing into his chest and like just in this rage at this, but she's not doing anything strong enough to cause any physical harm because this is still, as far as she knows, it's Charlie's body and he's possessed.
Yeah.
But so she's cursing out Nyarlathotep through a forced muffle.
It's hard to breathe. You only have your nose.
Yeah.
And I think you should make a sanity check.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. That makes sense to me.
Okay, so let's have a D6, I think.
Yeah, this all makes a lot of sense to me.
Nice. Okay, just 2.
Yeah. So I think she is she's getting louder and louder at this point. She is insert captions of just strings of expletives.
Yeah.
And I think she's even knocked the whiskey bottle out of Charlie's hands.
Cool. Yeah, he just kind of looks at it and goes, "That was rude." I actually can't decide if it's better to leave you like this or to kill you. Because if you're alive, I'm not sure that you'll ever trust Charlie again. And that kind of sucks. But if you're dead, and somehow his body makes it through this, which I'm highly doubting, then he'll have to live with that forever. But I'm sure whenever your other friends rejoin us, they'll see me, and you'll realize that there isn't another way out. That you either kill Charlie or you let me have him. Because I'm happy to stay. I'll stay as long as you want. I'd love to see Annie.
At this point, Zeb, you reach the door. It's locked. You hear breaking glass, I think, with the...
Yeah.
Or at least
Zeb?
Something kind of tumble along the floor.
Zeb boots the door.
Great, yeah. Give me a strength check.
As soon as I hear, by the way, the rattle of the door, I'm going to go over there, and I think he's just rolling up his sleeves.
Yeah. Great. That's hot.
Yeah. Yeah, Zeb's gonna boot the door. I think Zeb. He's got the sword. He's got his knuckle dusters.
Mm-hmm.
He's probably going with the knuckle dusters because he's not trying to kill Charles yet. So.
Yeah. Okay, so
Strength.
let's have an opposed strength, I think.
I mean, that's a hard.
That's a
success.
hard success for Zebulon, I guess, and Claiborne Montgomery the third.
Oh, for me?
Yep. Because are you against the door or?
No, I'm gonna go open it.
Oh, great. Okay, so
I'm gonna let him have his moment
Yeah.
to try and knock it down,
Yeah.
right? But I'm leaving
Okay,
Irene behind me.
he
I'm gonna
does.
go open the door.
Yeah, he barrels into it and it like cracks and you can enter Zebulon.
Yeah, Zeb rushes in and
What you see
assume-
before you is Charles, drenched in sweat, much like Larkin was. His sleeves rolled up and his
He's
eyes,
just finished.
yeah, and his eyes void of their usual blue.
Yeah, I'm gonna punch
I-
him.
Great.
My plan. Just
Yeah,
gonna punch him right in the face.
Charlie's, you have the knuckle duster though, right, Zeb?
yeah.
So Zeb, if you're going to shoot him, you get to go first.
No, I'm not gonna. Well. Do I shoot it? I mean, it's pretty
Charlie's
bad.
never
It's
surprised in combat. This was not gonna go well for him.
Let me get I get the turn track right. You think I won't? I totally will.
Zeb's first instinct isn't to shoot him; it's to punch him.
Sure.
Is-
Sure. Sure. Okay.
It's
Well, you
just
still
not-
have your. Yeah. Okay. So Charlie's gonna go first then with his dexterity of
fine.
95.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm gonna hit him right in the noggin.
Great.
That's the goal. So I'm gonna roll brawl if that's chill.
Yeah.
Okay, here I go.
Hard success. Would you like to dodge or fight back, Zeb?
Fight back.
Okay. So you make the same check.
All right, let's go. Manifesting critical success.
Manifesting.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use a reroll on that.
Hot.
Well,
He is
Huh.
just punching you.
Yeah. No, I'll fail on that one. I think maybe Zeb wasn't ready for him to be right there to be
Sure.
punched.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll let that one fail.
Yeah.
That's the first time that hasn't worked. Manifesting critical success has failed me.
Yeah, I mean, I think so. Summer.
Just in the time it took me to walk over to the door.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
roll the additional damage on top of the 3.
Okay. Where do I roll that?
Just roll 1d6.
Okay.
Great. So that's a total of 7 points of damage, Zeb, as
I can take it.
yeah, Charlie punches you, but something cuts you across the cheek. And it's obviously not his fingernails, but like something between his hand and your cheek cut you.
I think Zeb sort of takes it. He's probably got a cut across his cheek now. And probably looks over, and I imagine Zeb's I imagine at this point, does he have like a piece of glass in his hand?
That's what it felt like, but you don't
Yeah.
see it.
Yeah, you don't see anything.
Right.
And he smiles at you.
You know, I'm not sure who I want to punch more. Charles or you? Zeb's gonna try and punch him again.
Okay, and Irene is also going to get to go.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And then we'll get Ganymede in here.
I am helping.
I am helping. Okay, Zeb, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna punch him
Great.
in the head.
Do it.
All right. Manifesting critical success. Come on.
Manifesting
Success.
regular success.
Regular success.
Charlie, would you like to dodge or fight back?
Neither. I'm gonna let him hit me.
Oh, great. Yeah, I love that. Okay, so
I
roll
think
your
he like pats his cheek like,
roll your
this
damage.
ain't my body. Whatever. Fuck me up.
I'm not here for a long time. I'm here for a good time.
Yeah.
My damage bonus is that.
Yep, that applies to this.
So is that so 1d3 plus 1d4,
Let me find your
or is that just a
sheet.
1d4?
Let me find your sheet.
Because if so, I'm.
Do, 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 do. Yeah. 1d3 plus 1d4. Nice, max
7
damage.
points of
Beautiful.
damage.
Ouch.
Yeah, you clock him right in the face. You can feel some blood in your mouth, Charlie. It was a hefty hit, and Zeb's a strong guy.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I spit blood on you.
Yeah. Irene, what would you like to do?
I would love to help with this whole situation.
Sure.
I am not very good at fighting. That is not my gun. I am not using my gun though.
Why
Thank
not?
you.
Why?
No,
Use your gun.
What's the worst that could
absolutely
happen?
not.
Okay.
Not shooting the vessel that is my boyfriend.
Not shooting the vessel that is my boyfriend.
I mean, I guess that's fair.
It's got to be a new quote.
Fair is fair.
Yeah, I think I wanna like try to help restrain Charlie so that Zeb has a better chance of punching him in the face. Or at least just not preventing Charlie from hitting Zeb, just getting involved in this entanglement.
Okay. How do you want to do that exactly?
I think I'm just gonna, because Charlie just left Irene behind.
Yeah.
And so she's just gonna run up and just basically kind of like a hug.
Yeah,
but
you're
kind
gonna
of
try to
pin
grab
arms.
him. Okay,
Yeah.
let's do
Yeah.
strength for this
Yup.
maneuver for you, and Charlie, you can oppose with strength or dex.
Yeah, I'm gonna use
I
my
have a.
dex.
What's Irene's strength? Can you use life
60,
preserver for
not
strength?
good.
Oh.
I mean, I'm 70, so it's not much better, but
But it's better. Okay.
So, am I allowed to use life preserver?
Yeah, use your life
Yeah.
preserver.
Yeah, go. So, roll
Alright,
1d70.
Cool. I will roll. Man. I'll roll a T100 and just
Yeah.
see what that lands this.
Ooh.
Oh my fucking god! Are you serious?
Do you want to reroll?
Yes, I'm gonna reroll that.
Okay.
That's silly.
That's silly.
Manifesting critical success.
Okay, regular success. It wouldn't have been a
Okay.
success otherwise.
It would not have been a success on. I
Okay,
mean, normal
Charlie,
strength.
go ahead and you're trying to beat a regular. You got a hard.
Hard success.
So how do you slip out of Irene's grasp?
Yeah, I think he likes to kind of he's not paying attention to her being behind him. He just got hit by Zeb. Not it didn't feel good. And I think he's just basically gonna I feel like he's just slippery.
Yeah.
she just goes to grab him, and he just kind of sidesteps,
Yeah.
just dances his way out
Mm-hmm.
of her grip.
Nice.
Sidesteps it.
Cool. Wonderful. Ganymede Graves, you're feeling the last of this effect leave your body, and you can hear a fight down the hall.
Yeah, I am running into the room with the full intent of committing homicide.
Cool. Love that. So yeah, when you get there, you see Irene try to... Okay, so you see a couple of things. Actually, Zeb and Ganymede make sanity checks. It's not as bad since it's not happening to you, but...
You're still seeing
Nice.
face
Nice.
fuckery.
So,
Okay, you're both fine.
we only have eyes for Charles.
Sure. So you see...
He's all smiles.
Yeah, Charles bleeding from his mouth a bit. Ganymede's stepping out of Irene's grasp. Irene has no mouth. There is skin covering where her mouth was. And you see Zeb has a cut across his face. What would you like to do?
I would like to shoot my friend
You're gonna shoot Charles?
with both barrels.
Nice.
Yes, that's what I'm going to do.
Hot.
He sees you and he winks at you, Ganny.
Yeah. Not surprised that I didn't kill Zeb. Come on.
No.
You're strong.
You're strong. That's why I like you so much.
Such a little bitch. I hate this guy so much. All right, both barrels. Here we go.
Yeah.
One.
You're special. You're a special
Are
girl.
you kidding me? Two.
Okay.
I'm gonna re-roll the failure.
Okay. Nice. Okay, so we got a regular and a hard. Before you roll your damage, remember to roll it from combat because it actually gives you the damage. But Charlie, do you want to dodge any of these?
Do I want to? Yeah, I'll try and dodge them.
Okay, so you can make the first dodge regularly, and then the second dodge will have to be at a penalty die.
That's fine.
Okay, so we got a hard that avoids the first one, and a hard.
And a regular.
Oh, a regular. So one hit gets Charlie.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can go ahead and roll your damage. Yeah. 11 points of damage.
Ouch.
Great. Yeah, it blasts into you. How's Charlie looking?
Terrible. If
Yeah.
I had to put a number on it, I would say 2 out of 32 hit points. It's not great.
There's more hit points than you usually have. How interesting.
Usually interesting. Yeah, I like. He's so disconnected, I think, from like this body, right? Does not give a shit about what happens to it, that he like stumbles backwards. Like it should have knocked him on his ass. 1000%. Oh my god.
Spank my Benny, what the heck? What is that? Is that healing? Is that two heals for them? I think that's what it is for Charlie and Ganny. What the heck?
Oh my god.
So if it is healing, I think it is. That's a D8 of health points or a D6 of sanity. If you roll a 1, you just roll again and -1.
Oh, I get 1 too?
Yeah.
1D what?
1D8 if you're physically healing.
Roll a 2.
Yeah, I
roll
am.
A 2.
Yeah.
Roll a 2.
8. Very nice.
Thank you.
Yeah, you can just roll again -1. Nice. So 3 sanity back for Ganymede. That's great. That's great. Fantastic.
Still Charlie's body, guys. I mean, why?
Charlie's gonna go first at the top of the round. I know you have your gun, Ganymede, but you just got here. You just went. So Charlie's up next.
Yeah. Yeah, he takes that blast and it should have knocked him down, and like he laughs. Like he like full like barrel like slap in your knees laughs. And he looks at you, Ganny, and he just says, "It really would have been better if you just waited in the other room." He's gonna turn towards Zeb.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit him again.
Yep, do it.
Yeah.
Fighting brawl.
Yes. Let me go grab my combat. A success.
Okay, that's a regular success. Zeb, would you like to dodge or fight back?
I'm gonna fight back.
Cool. Do it.
Let's go.
And I'm gonna put the other damage on top of that.
Yeah.
So how much was that total?
12, unless you dodge it.
So I'm fighting back.
Yeah. Let me get
Zeb
my...
like gets punched across the face and spits out some blood on the floor. And he comes back and he's gonna sock you again with the brass knuckle part, not the dusters. Manifesting critical success.
Nice. That technically, no, it doesn't win. Sorry. So 12 points of damage. to you, Zeb. Yeah, describe what this feels like, Charlie.
Hitting him.
Yeah. Well, because something else is going on that he should know about. She rolled max damage. It's disgusting. That's
Yeah,
gross.
I did. I didn't mean to. Yeah, I think like he's like thoroughly enjoying himself.
Yeah.
Right? And he's trying, like, you can tell that when he looks at you, he's trying to kill you.
Yeah.
Like, he's not pulling his punches in the slightest, and this is fun for him. Yeah, so he just kind of, like, connects with you, but when he punches you, he actually doesn't, like, he doesn't hit you with, like, this part of his fist. He hits you with this part, like, the bottom part of his hand, like, as if he were stabbing you. And that's exactly what it feels like. It feels like you're getting stabbed.
It does take 2 magic points to maintain every round, so it starts to eat into your hit points.
Yes, and I'm great with that.
Yeah,
I'm
love that.
fine with that.
Love
yeah.
that. Cool. So Irene and Zeb and Ganny, I'll say, I obviously, we'll say Ganny went at the top of this round, so Irene is next.
Hey, cool.
Claw
Love
his
this
eyes
for
out.
me.
Yeah, Zeb is like fucking soaked in blood. That was a huge hit.
Yeah, I'm bleeding. I'm still at half HP, but
Oh God.
I just healed.
Hey, what's the furniture like in this room, real quick?
What would you like it to be like?
I would love to have like a small, like a small bedside table, one that Irene could feasibly pick up.
Yeah, no, I think that's fine. You don't need to make any roll for that. It's a hotel
Oh yeah,
room.
because this is a bop.
yeah, you're trying to smash him over the head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very much again, non-lethally does not want to kill her
Yeah.
boyfriend.
So yeah, let's have make a brawl.
Hey, I'm so good at brawl.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no.
Okay, yeah, you go to bring it down on him, and he's just like, he's not even looking at you, but he's able to like move aside. His focus is on Zebulon.
Yeah, it also doesn't help that I can't breathe properly right now.
Sure, that's probably really stressful. It sounds stressful to me, but of course I'm not experiencing it, so I wouldn't know what great, that's Irene. Zeb, you're up.
I wish my cricket bat was somewhere.
I'm sure, isn't your cricket bat here?
It's here.
You
Is
can
in
have
a place
it.
I can
You can grab it.
Yeah, use it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Zeb's like Zeb needs a little bit more oomph if I'm gonna keep getting stabbed here.
Sure.
And yeah, I think Zeb is
Use that cricket bat.
yeah, cricket bat. So I'm gonna brawl here.
Yeah. Bring the cricket bat
And
back.
I think Zeb's gonna like he takes it and grunts from the pave. And as he his head probably goes inside and he sees his cricket bat maybe like laying against the cabinet or something.
Nice.
He reaches over to grab it and brings it about and is trying to clock Charles on the side of the head, trying to knock him out.
Yep.
Like Zeb's still in trying. Like Zeb knows that you're trying to kill him right now, but Zeb is also like I'm gonna fucking save Charles.
Yep.
Because-
Yep.
Well, manifesting critical success. Hard success.
Nice. Would you like to dodge or fight back, Charlie?
Yeah, I'll fight back.
Okay.
Get a weapon and
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, so you come down with the cricket bat and Charles comes up with his fists.
Yep. Manifesting critical success.
Manifesting critical failure.
Okay, no. Zeb's
Yep.
got it.
All right, that's 11 points of damage, non-lethal knockout damage.
Does that take you down?
Yep, it does.
Great.
Yeah,
Okay, so describe this moment to me.
Yeah, Zeb just like takes the hit and like the stab and like bleeding now, and he's probably got like a linen like white shirt on, so it's like showing. And turns, sees his cricket bat, grabs it, and comes back around swinging, and just clocks. And there's just this, there's a probably definitely a wet thunk as it hits the side of your head. Like he's not going for like kill, but like he wants to knock you out. With this hit, and just hits you in the side of the head. And I imagine that Charles's head kind of like snaps to the side a little bit. And I hope he goes down.
Yeah, he in fact does. And as you're hitting him and he's like falling, his eyes roll up, but they are nothing but black voids. Meanwhile.
Oh.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, what are you doing, Ganny?
Yeah, unless you really want to end that scene there.
Would you like to do something?
Yes, I would.
What would you like to do, babe?
That Ganymede goes through that same set of actions. She flips open breaks down the shotgun with a flick of her wrist. The two smoking cases go flying, and boom, boom, there are two back in the chamber. She flips it shut. And as she's been doing this, she's been stepping over, and she now, with her last step, stands astride over Charles's body and levels the shotgun directly at his head.
Do you have your finger on the trigger?
Yes. Yes, I do.
I think Irene literally puts her hand and puts it over the barrel, like puts it over the end of the shotgun.
Is Irene's mouth back?
Yep.
No.
Oh no, it's still coming up.
Unfortunately, it's permanent. I don't know what to tell you.
I say, I don't look up at Irene. I don't look up at all, but I say, Zebulon, dear, would you hold her, please?
Ganymede. If you kill Charles right now, it's not just Charles that you're killing.
She takes a deep breath. Charles is gone, Zebulon. Do we not all know this? Can we ever trust him again? What are we going to do? We're going to tie him up and gag him and leave him with Silas while we go take care of.
We have to try, Ganymede. I would do it for any of y'all.
I would expect you to put a bullet in my head, Zebulon, if this were my condition.
Never do that.
And you would be a fool.
You're not wrong. But you know I wouldn't do it, Ganymede. We have to try.
Try what?
I think Irene is looking around, and she'll look up at Zeb and like point towards her bag, with her notebook in it, because she can't communicate right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Walks over to the bag while, like, Crab walks over to the bag while watching Ganymede.
Yep.
Yeah. So this is like Irene still has her hand on the end of the shotgun. Like this is like, it is very much a like if you're going to shoot him, you're going to have to shoot me gesture here, and she's not letting go of it as she waits for the notebook to arrive.
Zeb gets Irene's stuff and hands it to her.
Yeah, and it's just such an awkward thing because I think she's holding the shotgun with her dominant hand, so she's having to write with her non-dominant one. But very slowly she writes out. Nyarlathotep said he wanted to see if at the end of the day, if Charlie managed to come back, he would have to live with the consequences. That means there's a chance that he can come back.
At this point, you can hear footsteps down the hall and shouting. It came from over here because the shotgun went off. So if there's going to be knocks on the door soon, just so you all know. Well, the broken door. Knocks on the broken door soon.
You're muted.
Ganymede is, she's shaking. You can see at this point her hands shaking. You can feel it in the barrel of the shotgun. And with a quick movement, she flips it back up over her shoulder. And she looks at you, Irene, when she says it. She says, "You're both fools. You've planted the seeds of our failure here, today. And she steps back. I think, Zeb, she looks at you and she hears the voices coming down the hall and she just says, deal with that, would you? She'll walk. I assume there's a second room connected with this one that doesn't go into the hall. She'll walk into the other room.
Ganymede, I want you to make either occult or Cthulhu Mythos check. Yeah, I think you're muted.
Fail.
Okay. Something is itching at the back of your mind. You can't quite pin it down, but although your feelings about it are your feelings, there's something worming its way back there. Something perhaps you've read. And as Zeb goes to deal with the consequences of today, that is where we will end this episode of Masks of Nyarlathotep. Yay! That was everything I hoped it would be.
What the fuck, Laura? What the actual fuck?
I told you something was wrong. Anyway, it's boiling in here, so we should go around. We should hurry up into our outros.
Yeah.
Let's start with Tommy.
What the fuck, Laura? God damn it. Oh man, that was an episode. That was a great episode. Definitely one of my favorites, I think, so far.
Yay.
And oh boy, next week is gonna be, oh boy. I cannot wait. I'm Tommy at Imperative Penguin on Twitter sphere. I do tabletop RPG stuff and some video editing stuff. If you are interested in commissioning some work for me, you can see my postie on top of my Twitter. And yeah, otherwise go follow these amazing people.
Amazing. Let's go over to Summer. Hi.
Hi, it's me. Today could have gone so many ways, but
So
no
many
one
ways.
died. And multiple people could have. So fun. What a fun day. I love, when you put in your wishes, like, I'd love to be possessed more. I wasn't personally thinking by Nyarlathotep himself, but I'm not mad that that's the direction that it went in. Yeah, I'm Summer. You can find me on Twitter at Just a Summer Job. You can find me on Twitch at It's Just a Summer Job. I will always fuck those up in my head. I'll be streaming later today. It's hot as fuck in Seattle. I'm ready for it to cool down, but I am ready for next week to heat up. So can't wait. See you all next week.
Okay, let's go up to Allie, who I think has some words for me.
That was fun. So y'all need to know, 2 weeks ago, Summer came over for our home game, and Summer and Lauren were sitting out here on the couch, yeah, I don't know. But every time I'd come into the room, they'd look up all innocent. That's it. I just know, you two, that we're playing our home game again tomorrow,
Yeah.
and what goes around comes around.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say.
Yeah.
What goes around comes around.
As it should.
And I love you. Yeah, that was incredible. That was absolutely incredible, and worth the biggest single luck spend I have had in this 2.5-year campaign.
I think
That
so
was
too.
good. Okay. Thanks everyone, and especially Spank My Betty, everyone who gifts us with things that make things better or worse, and subs. Thanks to all of you who are watching on YouTube. We love you too. We read your comments around here, and it makes us happy all the time. I cannot wait. I can't wait for the next time. I can't wait to, God, I hate Nyarlathotep so much. So much.
Good. I would hope so. And last but not least, let's go to Kiana.
Whack! Yep. This is fine. This is great. This is cool. Love the irony of love having to play something really straight after having a big reveal, leading into the dramatic irony of I love every one of you. I don't want to have any distrust in our relationships. I have so much faith in all of you. Doing that with a straight face sure is something that is happening here. Yeah, and also having the irony of the quietest character unable to speak now. Fine. This is fine. Yeah, you can find me over on Twitter at Kienna. Best way to figure out what I'm doing when I'm not here on the channel. Mostly just here though. I've got some projects floating around, such as Archon, Cyberpunk setting book. If you're interested in that, go check out Metal Leaf Games. But yeah, otherwise we'll be here next week dealing with the consequences of these actions, and Irene having to have the awkward thing of, let me just super casually hide my mouse so I don't freak out any normal people that I don't have a mouse right now.
Oh, I'm sure you'll have a mouth again soon.
I don't know how soon, and I don't love that I don't know how soon.
Wonderful. Well, hi everyone, I'm Lauren. I'm the salty half of this channel. You can catch me here next week, ruining my player characters' lives. You can catch us on YouTube or Twitter at Salty Sweet Games for any updates and to watch any episodes you missed. Thank you to our sponsors, Roll20, Dice, Having Garden Coffee Co. But mostly, thank you all for being here today. We're going to go raid a friend, and we will see you next week. Wave bye, everybody. Goodbye. Goodbye.